ensi etagwamu kugamba oba Uganda yabizibu mukulu Mirundi kuba newunyiza okulaba omukwano gw'opondo naye ayakula ne mu studio gwe kyotakola
anti nedda gamba bulire ekibalemye mu Uganda okutegeera. That's when I come and help you. But I want to retire. I've done a lot of work for this country.
Retire.
Time comes when you have to attend to your family. I've suffered a lot. I've suffered a lot. At times I cry at night and I regret why I joined this government. Because if I was a free man doing my own things, I wouldn't have been entangled in the state house family problems to suffocate me into submission. Saligenze eyo. Bananga batagenda mu state house bayina ebizibu. But I made a mistake to join this government. And I regret it every day. Nali badde very well off. Kali kankuboti. When you study, the problem you do, you look at something in isolation. Before you talk about orphan, look what other members of NRA, especially those who come on air to talk, study them. There is bitterness inside their minds. Buli NRA mu yenna ajja ku radio n'ayogera oba ku TV nze Katonda yannyamba tebampa ssente tewali kye bampa. I'm coming out because I feel an obligation to guide the society. Kubanga buli kantu konna kemba koledde bukufiira biki byonna tebansasudde. Nina okubeera suffocated. Waliwo ayagala okunteeka mwanda we yaze, which I cannot do. Kakati nze mbatono mbamanyi. When you go to a panel with an opposition man, an opposition person comes driving himself. An opposition person will have money. But the NRM people who speak on their behalf have nothing. Why? The people who handle money in the state house prefer to give money to opposition people to praise them. Two, there is a strategy. The strategy is nti abenali was it is an obligation to guard and defend the government. Even where money is given, bote babawa. Okitegedde?
Yes.
Nti abenali bebakwata okumanya abasajja bano bajozi basobola okukwata ssente ne baziteeka ku TV oba radio. Gwe mbogenda obogerere Kalisa bamuwadde ssente embwa yaabwe yegenda ekole ki oba ne bakuteeka kakiiko kati gwe you believe to sitting on Museveni's committee is a privilege. So nga ssente baziwadde bo bali mu Serena bali kuwisikiwa baguze bizimbe. Kakati everywhere NRM people are disappointed, are frustrated. When you talk to people like Buchana's father is on his deathbed. She cannot even buy a tablet.
Buchana's father?
Yes. Buchana took one of his sons to the police force. The boy was tortured and lost mental abilities. Alinge yagweddalu. Abaana bange babiri ba doctor. Bagenda mu medicine. To be mastered, you have to be from a government hospital. What the money is involved. Abange babagana. My children were disqualified. Obunuka. Kubanga I have to be submissive. No kwagirako omuntu ayagala okuba president. I have to be suffocated. Leka akati gwe, how does Buchana feel? If you believe an NRM person was sick, yali badde mu America nga nambozi. Yo. Kubanga the trick is abali mu state house handling money bakimanyi nti if you give or NRM isinga president yangamba nti bampe billion ya sente tebayiza kujimpa tebasobola bambulokinga butamulaba. When the president offers you money they grab it and ensure that you not see bwaganti mumumpitire ku switchboard bagati atuvuze abeera mmwe nga naye bajja kuwandagala envunyu mu mpale abantu abo Museveni baaligoba abo n'abagoba obusungu ensi bwe bayinako nga Nakalema ne bamunyweza nga Nalweso ne bamunyweza bantu bakambwe kyekibakoze ebintu ebyo nti ab'NRM bo tebaweebwa no they prefer to give opposition money. Why? If an opposition person is given money, if Museveni gives you half a billion and they give you even 50 million, you can't make a noise. So they prefer to give opposition money. Why? Because the opposition is a fear to be exposed. These people are handling money in the State House. President Museveni bw'aba yakuwa sente ne bazibba n'omala ogenda ku mukolo gwe you are arrested. Bantu bangi abakwatiddwa including Lugasa. Olukulaba webati ne balogera ne bakwatirawo. Kakati abantu b'NRM bali bitter. Imagine Aisha Kabanda was one of the people in the State House who used to terrorize us, expressing that we are very close to the president. Luma Mungaling. Naye bwe yava Museveni yamuwa obwala disi Kampala yabulekawo n'agenda mu Nuupu. Mu Nuupu yayingiridde parliament. Do you see it?
Yep.
Yes. See, people to benefit from Museveni, you have to be his opponent. But once you want to support Museveni, it's a punishment in his government to support him. I don't know why. We call it system analysis. I wish I had started this trend, studying them, because my family has paid a lot. We have paid a heavy price. We have paid. Even the UPC government would not treat us the way we have been treated in this government. My family has been badly treated. My son was battered. My wife targeted. I've been poisoned 5 times. I've survived the SAGs.
Bakuwala nye buli wamu.
Kubanga waliwo ayagala okuntekamu bwa presidential BDA. Waliwo abagala covering emisango gyabwe. So therefore,
yes.
When you look at Ofono is not a happy man. During the locust boom, everybody was stealing the money. This is when they sent Ofono to study in China. What does Ofono have? In spite of his spirited defense against NRM distraction.
Naye oyinza okukkiza okujoga ku Opondo okwo. Yajogedde omwami Lukwago.
Let me tell you, Lukwago tujjamu kuba nnyo.
Mr. Mirundi.
Yes, but not tujjamu kuba.
Are you supporting the act of Lukwago?
Yes, I support it 100%.
Of betting people in the studio.
And Ofono did it halfway. Would have finished
abana bajja bakuba mu studio.
Bakuba. Yes. Let me tell you.
Let
me tell you. I don't have any problem with the Waiswa. Waiswa does not benefit at all in NRM. But you find an idiot like Lukwago. Lukwago is an idiot, a political idiot. Why? Lukwago's mayor is a staff of Museveni.
Hey.
Yes. Because the Kampala State Authority is an authority with elected directors.
Yep.
Otherwise, according to the constitution, the authority is under the total control of Museveni. Even the Kampala ministers are appointed to perform as Museveni delegates his powers. Otherwise, if Museveni had the powers, he would be the in charge of Kampala, according to the constitution. Now, you look what Mupakas of Museveni. A staff of Museveni like Ofono, abusing Museveni, slap him, kick him below the belt. Mukuba, you find a person like the leader of opposition. He has billions of his budget. He comes immediately, he has escorts. Mine are paid for by myself. The vehicle is the fuel. I'm paying my fuel. You find these people who are fed by government coming and fighting, abuse Museveni. What should we do? What do you expect a man like me who doesn't get anything from these people?
But you're you always supporting President Museveni as an individual, not because it's for the party.
At times I wonder, are these really Barokore?
Basamize.
Are these people really balokole?
Cheka basamize.
That a man who defend, because the question is, yefu buchana, yefu muwanga rutaya, do you see what the people of Tamale have done to Chivumbi, Muwanga Chivumbi? Bamugobye misindi was a dani. Bamulese tali nnyo yabali amulu. Ayina gwe yasoma naye ye yamuyigiza ebyobusiru. Muwanga natandika okulya ssente n'ava ku bantu. Bamulese atajja kudda ne mulungi bajja mwambula empale Muwanga. Kubanga these people don't invest. They use short-term strategies. But do you know how the people of Tamale have reacted to Muwanga? Edali. Muwanga used to abuse Museveni. Kati azimbye zika ina gwe yasomanga naye. Oyo gwe yasomanga naye ku university yamuleeta mu bino ye yamukyusa n'amutwalira eno. Kati ate Muwanga bagenda mudduka ko bube bakola. Olumala okukyayisa abantu nga badduka kyovula nze bannemwa. Tomujja ku mpewo. Tokale tutya. Tutule twogere ne siryogereko nabo. Abavubuka siryogereko nabo. Ku nsi mu Kabuli ne mu ggulu siryogereko n'abasajja abo. If they want, if they are liyo balokole baliteeka ssente ze ku account. Naye sibikolera. Kakati kyegamba nti abantu alokulanza halo
senior Tamale Mirundi omanyi ebyokola ina bingi so abeera nga bamukubira buli kiseera nga tuli musudde nga twakkiriza amasimu agaga receiving kuba nti byayisaako byali mbikwana nabyo bingi
kuki
embeera ye yeri mu ggwanga agezaako okutubulira nga bamaliriza Muwanga Kivumbi bamututte emisinde batwaliyo n'abalala babadduse
nkubulira tikakati Muwanga Kivumbi mwana muto chansi ye efudde. Yes, you cannot go there. Kakati nkubulira nti ange abantu gye babayinamu. Let me tell you, if you are an impotent man, never seduce a woman.
If an important man,
yes,
never seduce a woman.
Yes.
You know what that fit the society.
Ajja kujja mudu nga tosobola. Kakati, if you are not going to work for the people, don't incite them. Because the people don't invite you. It's you people who come. This is why, for me, I structured my programs in such a way that these are educative programs. It doesn't matter where you belong. No. I structured because I knew that in politics you cannot move from one extreme end of politics to the other. Namboza alimbi abantu naye katacha asobola balimba. Tayinza kudda. Nti gwe buli lwabeerawo finance yange obula. Buli lwabeerawo ekiranga ni ng'obula. Ezo ze zitabula. Ng'akwata obufudde mbi bwabukidde busebbowa ng'abuwayo ku ssente. Why do you say when the daughter of the president went outside to deliver, Namboza picked it up. Muwanga picked it up. The money could construct maternity wardens. Go on. Agola ebitanda bwebiti. Lwaki ye tebakyogera? Busebbowa. Ubufekete kasebbowa kabukidde ku kaweereza ssente ne kaakayiira. Ne buli okabuga Namboza mulwadde. Namboza obufekete. Obwamonito obugwago. So this is what I hate about the media. But you cannot deceive people every day. Gwolowooza abaatukanganga mu buto bakyatukanga. Tukuyite gundi akulye. Muyite. Tali abantu twakitegeera. Kati abo n'abazannya obubadi bagenda kuggwawo. Because the population yo tekola ki? Seggona okyamulaba ye Namboza pendulum. Seggona Muwanga Kivumbi be ba pendulums. Why do you comment on the Democratic Party nga mwagidduka mudda?
Natusabika yo Democratic Party because mwasookera naawe
nkuboli the Democratic Party teyina gyeraga.
Nateriiwo bamaze gitunda. Era olunaku olwajjo era twalabyeko olunaku olwajjo abantu bonna bazze mu Nuupu.
That is stupidity. What do you know? If a woman converts to Islam from Christianity to Islam, what rituals do they perform? Omukazi ngavudde bamukomola. Omukazi ngavudde mu Kristaayo. Bayingira obusiraamu bamukomolawa. Ne bwaba yakyalira ensiko tebamukomola. Kati njagala ombuulire. Kadi za dipi ze basudde ziriwa stupidity. Busiru. Abo banuka obusiru. Busiru bwennyini. Banukanga amazi.
Bawajuwe ujinia.
Nti nkubuulira. Nti what do you take from the Democratic Party? Tell us. What has been your contribution to the Democratic Party? What way into economics to get a goodwill? As long as the company has its goodwill, The Democratic Party is not sellable, is not movable. It's in the hands of people. Unless those who don't know history. Let me educate you. In 1969, in the 1960s, the 50s, 60s, Kabaka ganged up with UPs to wipe out the Democratic Party. But DP survived. In 1969, Obote banned all the political parties. DP was revived in 1980 with the different key players. You just mentioned the word DP. Then, when the president came in 1996, the members of the Democratic Party joined Museveni en masse, leaving their party empty. But some of after serving in 9 years, with some of these people thinking like the idiots who was talking now, that the DP has been installed. Some of went and raised the dust in 1996. When he had served, you just mentioned, you go to any constituency and the question is money. At one time, everywhere, UPC, hey, UPC, Masaka, UPC, Mbalala, UPC, Boshenyi, UPC, everywhere, where is UPC? Even in Alim can disintegrate easily.
Mirundi.
Because
but was no Chiriko, Kampala, no, Mbarara, no. If children quarrel in the presence of their father, what will happen if he is dead? If Mukula can come up and say what he said, that undermine the results, have a negative date on the results. Mukula. Can you say that because these students had no teachers, the teachers were originally straight, and you can say because now they are the best students in Uganda? What Mukula says adversely affects the result, dents the results. If the chairman of SEC, a member of the executive committee of the ruling party, can shout in the public immediately after the election, it tells you that this party has no future in absence of Museveni, because they have the resources. You know how much money does a member of SEC get a month? We don't
about
know.
10 million.
But the same applies comes. Do you think that NRM, they still have future in this nation?
I think as long as the Baganda have a good proverb, that a poisonous man will always, a poisonous man with the food will always have people to kill. Like now, can Salim Saleh, General Salim Saleh, tell his friends and not friends, and his enemies, when they converge where he is to get money? Is it possible to know?
It's quite hard.
It's hard. When you are in power, you cannot know whether people support you or not.
Never buvam.
And kuburira.
Olabira kabasa.
Yes, nti. Kakati oyinza kusanga omukazi beautiful ba maid. Nga yavuma n'abantu.
A beautiful ba.
Yes.
Maid.
But wakadiwa. Afuna bakadde batondo. Abate kyavuma.
Oyo ye NRM.
Abate kyavuma. No. Any political party without resources.
Yep.
Egwawo. These parties, UPC and DP, they have survived because their foundations were strong. They are founded on something that cannot go. Religion. Over the leaders of the Democratic Party, he's only Sebana Chisogo, he's not a Catholic. The rest are Anglican. Even in Mao, he's a Catholic, but in Nani Muganda. So you can see, UPC, how many Catholics can lead UPC? So these stronger parties, these are parties that you need to revive any time. Here for Mao, a Democratic Party member becomes the president of the, you can see a stronger DP because it has now food. Once you have food, you have people to poison.
Nengo, do you think Mao will add value to NRM?
Has already added the value.
Which value?
And let me tell you, if you say man like Museveni talking to you, how many politicians he has not talked to? That alone.
No, there are people who are hadn't convinced you. No, for example, you can't convince bobiwine. Bobiwine, you can't convince bobiwine Mirundi.
Linda.
Twalife now no His Excellency
bobiwine Mulinda wangule by election yo mu Kampala Central. Onola batagereze mwena ali. Ekimuisa chairman we nali. Lyerinnya lyamukalako chairman wa NRM.
Chairman w'abakozi.
He was a chairman
w'abasuubuzi, so chairman wa NRM.
Kakati nze nkubuulira ne nkugamba ti mu Uganda temuli politician atasobola kukola naawe.
The gladiator bobiwine oli edunamist
taliyo.
Tajja kukyuka oyo.
Kandi nkubuulidde bw'aba asobola okubeera mu palamenti ya Museveni. Bw'aba palamenti asobola ogibeeramu. Mu Uganda temuli. Baba tebakugambyeko.
How come for you never change to other parties?
Anti nze nkubuulira bonna mbamanyi be bamu. Me, you know, I'm mature. I did political science at the university. I've been in this game from 1979. Nze ibene byonna bizeewo mu kimu 80 wa mbibaddemu nti you look at the trend. Abavudde mu opposition ne bayingira NRM okyabawulirayo. Kakati tunuli abayimbi bakusasira COVID yaggwawo. Bayimba mayinja inaja ayinza okuyimba.
Nanti Jordan Chronicles.
Yes. Kakati nze sifaanana nabo. You know,
abayingira mu NRM abasinga bafa bufi.
Even if you join the other party, Katega ya went to for DC. Mugisha muntu gundi went to for DC. And he went to for DC. What has changed? Ugandans don't believe in converts. Tikiriyo muwanga bamulese ekinadako kumujja mu mpale. Ayina omulenzi gwe yasoma naye yamutawaanya era mutwala mu ebyo. Manyi baba nja kuba minister, ojja kufuka minister wa finance, ojja ni baba kozesa abaana aba. Wange njogera nawe ng'ennyondo eri wano. Ngenda okwogera nawe ng'ennyondo eri mu ntebe. Wange tebajjaayo. Mirundi. That somebody can come and play around with me. When I have stood up against powerful people for the last 10 years, you see my children have not suffered. Naye sisobola. Sisobola kujogebwa ekyo balimba. Bazanya.
Mitwengalabi.
Nkubuulire, I was here. Nenda abakulosinga nga bava mu DP bayingira ewa Paulo Muwanga. Kalugire in his book yawandika paper. A change, is it wind of change or a change in the wind? Kalugire says that as a professor at Makerere University, he was seeing his colleagues at the university resigning to join, to participate in the 1985 general election, because it was scheduled for 1985, from 80 to 85. Kalugire states that I knew that those elections were not going to take place, but others were resigning. I know the dynamics of politics. I know that immediately you change sides, immediately you cross, immediately. At times, akatalabanga naganze nakoza agreement. An agreement, more political science, if bwet. If the conditions under which the agreement was made change, it is null and void. If an agreement is implemented 40%, it is a done deal. If during the agreement, the president offered you 2 ministers, and they give you a yellow members and a few other, then the political agreement is a done deal. Sebo baze webale sebo webale nyo. So it's a done deal. It's not a guarantee. But Mao has also, politics is for risk takers. Mao has taken a risk. It is going to enable him to understand the dynamics of governing a state. How funny. He is going to get opportunity using government resources to demonstrate his skills. Mao is a knowledge. He is now going to participate in a beauty contest. He has been given a platform. Whenever he has been going, he would be subjected to tear gas. Now, the same policemen who are subjecting him out to tear gas are going to salute him.
So he has benefited?
Yes.
But do you buy the act of President Museveni what he's doing?
No, yes, it depends. Mao is not like me. Me, I've been unfortunate because I got involved in the battle inside the palace. Somebody wants to use me as his testicle in his underpants. This way I've disagreed. Nti ninokukiriza amonye bonye family yanga gisuffocating oba munzita but I will not accept you put my money on my account. If it is working together, I don't think about it maybe in 5 years. But now I'm angry like Ofono. We are bitter people. We vomit fire. You vomit fire.
So you are stressed. Musteka kaba na abantu abala.
N'abaana bange bennyini beewuunyi. Gwe abakoledde obukofiira ne batakusasula. N'obakubira obutabo ne batakusasula.
N'obogerera.
No. Akubogerera nze neeyogerera. Do they pay for my programs?
No.
Yes. It's me who is marketing myself. Not them. I'm more known than even the Minister of Information. When I make a statement, it's believed than any person in the government.
Yeah.
Yes. I have credibility. I've demonstrated that I'm intelligent. I've demonstrated for 10 years that I can survive away from government. And I'm not a criminal. Why is it that? Why do you believe that when Nabusai retired or sacked or what, we don't know? Why has the media not subjected her to maligning like me? They published negative articles about me for 6 months. I calculated the money to 100 million. But this is Jacomabugue. Kabusenga this is Jacomabugue. They will pay the money. They turned me into Mabugo and they collected Mabugo when I'm leaving. Okay. They bucket, they will pay that money. One day they will pay.
Obaba Gala?
Oh, Baja Kugula Kabri and gave us the song second. Gabana Baba Guacabas. Over such a woman, Guerremo de la Fitina, you know now.
Okay. Mukulu Mirundi. Eyembera eri mu ggwanga ensajja eyammawo okugenda mu NRM naye ate ekya sinza okunsanyusa nze ng'omuntu oluvannyuma lw'okulaba nti His Excellency Bobi Wine meeting yabadde olunaku olwajjo DP, FDC, UPC bonna begasse ku kibiina kya NUP. I was an eyewitness okwalaba nga bazze mu ggwanga. Let me tell you, there are things that are timely and not timely. When should the people become, political parties become united? Political parties can unite under the instructions of donors. The donors can decide. Unless, because they have scarce resources. If you want us to finance you, work together. Dictated by what? By the donors. This is why Besigye refused to give way to Mbabas. He refused. And the donors abandoned the Besigye. 2, when do you get united, as I've been explaining, that you can get united if you are facing a second round. If you deny Museveni 50+1 vote as required by the Constitution, and you are going back to the second round, you can say, we could win. You look at the percentage. You can say that, oh, we can win, but we could win. But the problem was that we scattered our votes. We split our votes. We divided our votes. Then that can force you into a union because you have already known. Yes, you have already known. Kankukubiri, you have already known. A wound. You have already known the percentage of weight. 2, you can unite to form a coalition government or alliances. Yes, a coalition. The Conservative Party can have a small party or in Israel and they work together. Kakati today, in absence of such factors, what do we get? So far, where they have united, they have been defeated in by-elections. But Bobi Wine is very important. 1, Bobi Wine, it has emerged now, is after an examination, you know the best students in a school. Bobi Wine emerged the leader of opposition. Meaning that is one of the wise in
now is the spokesperson and leader of the opposition in Uganda. Previously, it could not work because if Besigye attended and Mugisha Muntu attended and Bobi Wine attended, who would you decide to sponsor? As you would take Bobi Wine as an underdog. But the results have proved that Bobi Wine is now the legitimate leader of the opposition. Two, of all of the leaders, is the one who is coming up with a permanent structure, a party headquarters.
You appreciate that also?
Yes. The other point is that he's a tactful man, very cunning and shrewd. He knows that his brother is likely to have a by-election, to participate in a by-election. Has started their way before the by-election by campaigning for other people. Has forged the unity before the by-election in Kampala. If bobiwine has been campaigning, if you took this alliance of campaigning for opposition people, what does it mean? Are you going to change the goalposts once you reach Kampala? So bobiwine knew, because in Uganda they know. The fact that the Court of Appeal returned the judgment, the earlier judgment, to the lower court involving Nserukandi, why didn't they pronounce themselves as they did other cases? And they said, this judgment should be sent to us. So they gave the challenge to the lower court, meaning that the lower court cannot decide, cannot favor. You cannot have, like saying, if you send your kid to buy an item from a shop, a neighboring shop, and you see the kid coming back with the item, can you give it back?
No.
Yes. Kakati insereko yako kebamukola abalamuzi. The balamuzi did not pronounce themselves. It means the Court of Appeal judgment was influenced by some people, a powerful force, that wanted Insereko to play game in order to survive. Understand it?
I do.
Yes. Beche bayagala Insereko bamuteke mu panic. And as a result, Insereko has brought this bill of
Cyber.
Yes. Chibali bamwagalako kyokka bwe bakukola. Basooka ne bakuteeka mu puzzle. In order to escape with the puzzle, you go inside their net. That's what I've refused for the last 10 years. Do not force me into their net. No. Nobody can force me into their net. I will not talk to them. Talking to them, they started the war, let them end it. I'm innocent. I don't participate in their crimes. I did not share a coin from their crimes. Therefore, I have no solution to their crimes. I have no solution. Kakati boche bakukola. Tumuwavuwaze nyo, tumujoge, ajenga duka. Tuwakati mubulaka mailing. Oyo mutani wa Mirundi bimuko. Takira wazana munti, embere ribeerawo. If we are going to negotiate, first put my money on my account. Not to humiliate me. No, because Museveni gave me money, it was taken. He must come on his knees. Who can come on his knees? Okay.
Mukulu Mirundi, what's your advice? Don't you support the system of uniting to a gate so
if we are not, no, because in an absence of an election, if we go early at a tap with the pipe to water, without water, what's your coming early help you? If you go to a water tap and you come early, what helps you? If you go to school on a Sunday, only to sit in the front benches when other students have not come.
What do you mean, Mr. Mirundi?
When do you unite? They can only unite not to defeat Museveni, because it is early. Politics is played in the present tense. The factor that will determine the future politics of 2026 have not emerged. Politics is not predictable, not at all. Politics is not predictable. Kakati, what can they do? What do we benefit from their unity now? If the president, when the president, you see in the political science, they tell us that if we want to solve a problem, create a contradiction. What the president has done is to create a contradiction. He has appointed Mao. So these people are saying, if Mao can dine with Museveni, people will condemn us if we don't. So Museveni, Mao's appointment changed the political landscape. And you don't know, those who are against Mao, who are perceiving Mao as a possible successor, who cannot come out openly to attack him, they will channel their money here in the United Front. The local mafias who fear Mao, because Mao was used in an early election. Mao cannot forgive those who depleted his Democratic Party. Tasobola basonyi. Ekitegeeza Mao nabana abadde bakuba muhoozi. Immediately Mao was fire seized on muhoozi. Because they are seeing Mao was a serious contender.
Contender for presidency?
Yes. Mao has, I'm a political scientist, Mao has all of the chances of ruling. In fact, it is the number 2 next to Muhoozi.
Yakutugamba nti mu NRM mwenanga bemubaddemu mubadde temulina amagezi gafuna.
Ate wulira.
Nati mbuzo muleta mutati Mount Mau. Mwenna baddemu NRM.
We have rules. A president cannot hand over power to a person who will cultivate his own political power base within a very short time. A president, a retiring president, cannot hand over power to a person who can undermine his future. Can Mao hand over Museveni to Hague? But when you look at it, that's why Moi could not risk Raila Odinga. Moi refused. He could not risk Raila Odinga, but he got a political novice. Raila, Uhuru. Yes. Because what are the catchment areas? A first family can produce. These people have been maligning Muhoozi. Thinking that when they malign Muhoozi, they will get another person. That person cannot win. I told you, see ya mutamu nnyo. Taina wahisa mutwe. Abantu bayika mu luguudo. Kakati ekyokubiri nti mu opposition jamwani. Bobiwine is not trusted.
How? Mr. Mirundi.
A Muganda cannot be trusted. Baganda worship different.
Why do you blackmail Baganda? Blackmail people?
Agende w'amayiga ng'agende w'omutanda ng'amuwa ebiragiro. Omuganda tumuwa buyinza. Omuganda tali decisive.
Boboni yasalawo.
Ono w'ekimemera kati asiiga bifaananyi by'Abakabaka bassekabaka. Wabalabako gwe mwana gwe. Omulenzi ono yalaba ku abo baasiiga ebifaananyi. N'omulenzi bw'atabbako tawummula. Omulenzi ono ye bw'aba tasomyeko olunaku lumusala. Azeeyo bassekabaka ab'edda ani yabalabako? Who are the living ones? Omwana tawummula yaleeta engalabi yaleeta ekiwolopo. Omwana yo buli kaseera abalayo akabadde mwana bbira seera. Omulenzi ye waabubadde sebubadde. Esebo kalabi.
So n'olw'ensonga eyo. Your point nkulu gye tulina okwogerako. Individual, I believe as an individual tukkiriza nti there is a rule of changing. But if Bobiwine has decided tumugoberere obense mugoberere.
Andi nkubuulidde nti
nebogamba is trusted, is loved.
Nkugambye.
And people believe they have hopes in Bobiwine.
Kye nkubuulira nti abantu bwe babalonda abasika baabwe, where the president has influence, their rules. Even Museveni's family members who have expressed hostilities to him cannot take a power. Because, unfortunately for you, in Uganda, Museveni is not a hated man as you people want to portray him. Museveni has a certain percentage. Even if he comes back, he can win. So,
Kuruno.
Nkubuulira anti mu bumulowooza.
Tusaba omukama Mirundi olw'ebbiri abiri mu mukaaga.
Kubanga nze nkubuulira ne gamba, what do you choose Museveni? Nze my complaint about Museveni is that has not protected me from these people who have humiliated me and my family for the last 10 years. When I'm an innocent man.
Do you compare you as an individual to the nation?
But otherwise, I have not come across an accusation that goes directly to Museveni. But mafia how can you antagonize the people in the markets, in the city, when people are going through economic hardships? No genda ne muwino omukozi n'akyonkolo nnyo wino kubanga aliwo abamutumayo ssente abantu banoonya kakulya mu wino tituzimba wino tumutememu poloti.
Mr. Mirundi ogamba nti
abasajja bano kye banaasiikuula abasajja bano bajja kunywa obalabe bwe baddu ate babamanyi ababbi bonna abantu babalina ku lukalala ojja kulaba badduka gwe bazingiziriza mu kibuga bwali fuluma oliwuli gwoga nti bano abatta abantu tebabamanyi oga nti bannayuganda abatta abantu babajjamu oganise babamanyi balinze bulinzi mbeera olaba ekyennyanja empuutanga etagalira ku lukalu nga ekyennyanja kivudde olabe bwe batwala bannakalema bannalwisa aba emisinde oga tebabamanyi
awo tuve mukulu Mirundi
omwana ajoga abantu yenna abantu bamumanyi waliwo olunaku lumu olwo bakafunzaki eri olunaku lwa bakafunzaki bakafunzaki abayingira ebinnya byolaba abasajja abamagye abadduka nga ate abakiragala be babagoba kuba bayimbi sente bo nga tebabawa olaba ejjo ne badduka ate nga banne be bamugoba bambadde kiragala kuba bakamiliyoni sente kuba bano bayimbi sente bonga bandi y'amagye teyina nenkubuulira ate n'abasirikale bamugoba badduka ku lunaku lwa Yiribya
kyembuuza does this government care about its people omuvuka wa boda yeyokyezza ng'ekimwokyezza nga bamubanja rate boda temulimu mafuta
is he the only person people react differently
but do you really care about Ugandans?
We have been rich people hanging in them ceremonies. We have seen this not is he the only one? You did psychology. What makes somebody to hang himself?
There are several things.
Yes.
But contribution of who?
No, it's not. But tata we are agenda okumuzala yakubira Museveni esimu nti nzala omwana. You tell me where Museveni gets the responsibility. Nze nabagamba nti bwe mugamba ti gavumenti ebalabirire kiba kitegeeza nti okufunyisa mukazi w'olubuto ofuna ebbaluwa ku LC. That's what it means.
Onfuna omuntu akuyambeko.
Babategekere mimayi kwalo si bwavu nti weebuli kwalo yange kuddira abantu balina emirimu gyabwe ne mujja bajjako abasajja bavubire mbalumba ku nnyanja naye nga mulumbye mpuuta kugibbamu nnuuni
by whose contribution this government
nemulumba mulwera ne mugamba nti environment protection nga mubbamu musenyu
the government
yanti kyegamba that's my concern nze concern yange terimu ebyo birala concern yange eri mu kintu kimu nti mujjeko abantu emirimu mujje baali ekoledde bannayuganda si gwe gusobose okubeera mu mbeera embi no twabeerako ku scarcity of goods twabeerako ku rationing twabeerako amafuta ge basimbidde mu layini twabeerako sukaali gwe basimbidde mu layini this is not the first time twabeerako ku magendo nga all industries had collapsed. What happened? Ugandans had the money to buy these commodities naye ka tebayina sente. Why? You have deprived their sources of income. Emirimu gy'abantu mugitutte mubagobye mu bibanja byabwe display kakati omuntu atalina wa today they are becoming, if you register we can have millions of stateless people in Uganda who are evicted from their areas. If you are evicted then you become landless and you cannot produce. So ekyo nze kyembagamba nze sikalya bintu kulinnya tetulina ne Museveni tabinaako control. But the issue is nti mubajjeeko emirimu gyabwe. Even those who are capable of buying these goods at these current prices mwababbako n'emirimu gyabwe.
Today you've sounded heartless. Omwana naye yokyowa bo.
Ate tumukolere ki? Ensi yaffe si ya welfare.
Does an individual, a single Ugandan matter?
What about omwana gwe bagobye mu ssomero? Or school fees.
But all it's a contribution of the state.
Ate how? Tetulina welfare state. Kyenkugambye ti Namboze yagenda mu America. Lwaki bobiwine tawa mwana oyo sente?
It's not Namboze mu America. It was damaged by the state.
Lwaki bobiwine siya awo mwana oyo sente? Lwaki leader of opposition tawa mwana oyo?
Mwe mwaleeta ebizibu. Mwe mwamukulu.
Kasita mwagiwinga bwe mutyo. Ne mwagiwinga bwe mutyo. Nze nkugambye. When I'm doing more opposition work than the opposition, that's why I'm loved by people.
But sometimes you damage the opposition people.
When I go to Butambala, they will not chase me away like Mwanga. In fact, I will get people to welcome me there. If I go to Butambala now, yes, because anti abayinsayiti nga talina kya bamuziga alisitula bizimbe Mwanga bamuziga alisitula bizimbe sente ziringa njaga kati ate bano abamuleetera obuzibu muwanga kati ate kati bagenda muddukako bo kati sabakuziga nti abantu bakuweddeko nga batema nga badduka n'obujozi bwabwe nga bubafa bugenda bubanyookako nga ate bakwanayo omulala nga naye bamwonoona nga bakwanayo ono nga bamwono kati bakusasira bayimbawa kati the man who is defending NRM in Kampala is Uhuru whom kusasira referred to as enkonwa half-baked kati yayimirizaawo NRM
Mirundi walina omwana omuvubuka yeetaddeko ekipiira neyeeyokya naye nga bamutaasizza but all these are signs nti ensi abantu baweddemu essuubi
kakati ojja kulabayo n'atema Land Road ejambiya we are all going through hardships
but why should we live in such a state
anti nkubuulidde economic hardships Museveni oba ne mukalulu ke Kenya bakyusizza kawunga baga ka kilo 2 naye tekazzeemu kufuluma abantu bakateeka mu gundi endala nga Uhuru anoonya mu kalulu. In an election, this is what we call the silly period. Even under silly period in Kenya, things remained high. It's an international trend. What are we going to do to these people? Nebono Agamba, ebibakola. Kakati abantu bebututu wadde million 5 zasibyewo abaziisa abakibuli omwazi nono.
Abantu beyongedde okufa.
Anti oba wadde ki?
Nanti Nabbanja prime minister.
Anti kyenkubuulira. Even 10 million tezibamala kubanga this is going to be a continuous process.
You're the political scientist. Science kyali wakati awo nti Museveni wagamba ba million 5 nebeyongera okufa.
Anti kakati ne mawulire bakuba nti bali 10 oba 5 nga bamuli bakolagana nabo mu prime minister's office. The number will increase. But do you know the source of that problem area? Me I know it because I'm in Uganda now. No, I will create a stampede. Sijja kyogera
but tubuuse
nedda
tubuuse
sijja kukyogera
tukimanyi nti wali abachina
n'aba prime minister n'abagambi
tukimanyi nti wali abachina bablocking ebintu
Uganda ekyo kankireke accident zibeerawo
nati mugamba biwowoolo kutega kubba biwowoolo
sigera simanye but what I know is that small money cannot help a person kubanga bonna oluzigulya nti obukadde 10 ne bazikuba mu mawulire nga buli omu ajja akusaba
awenyagala okubuuliza Minister of Disaster Management mu Uganda ekyakola
tekola bagiwadde maje. It would be a department in the army because if you have been asking if I'm a foreign journalist and I go to interview the Minister of Disaster Preparedness, what items would I expect to find in the compound?
Rescue resources.
Yes. Are they there?
They are not there.
Yes. Why should you have an ambulance without tires and the fuel? You have a fire brigade vehicle which does not have water. Kakati.
Is it not what we call failed government?
Give it to the military.
But do you think everything is militaristic?
Yes, that ministry shouldn't be there.
Nemuloza nchi ya
military. Ministry eruddawa. Eyo ministry eruddawa. Tell me any country where it is there.
Minister of Disaster Management.
Eruddawa. Where is it? Locusts were defeated by the soldiers.
Zoza aliyo.
When you brought to the local defense people, the trigger happy people, they killed the people during the COVID. They had to deal with the drone. So instead of creating ministries to award the people who are completely useless, why don't we surrender this role of disaster handling to the army? They will buy the equipment.
Nega kakati lwache naku zino President Museveni okwogera ayogera buli wichi neruli yayogeranga waiso myezi 4 myezi 3.
No, I think President Chariko has realized that he is the only person who can attract the attention of the people. Yes. Anti nkubulya mu government ye. No, mu government ye. But trustinga ye. Kuba mwena alemu. Tebayina code, nobody speaks authoritatively.
NRM is Museveni.
Bamba bazibavaamu. Balugunda. Kakati the problem is, who can talk authoritatively about an issue? He himself only. Ye abimanyidde ebintu. Ate kati bagenda kusanga obuzibu. kubanga if you bypass Kirunda n'omuleka wunga deputy kitegeeza yetali kifuna
ajja kifuna
gundi ono Nabusai abadde experience journalist abadde asobola okwandika stories abo media abadde agimanyi. You give it to soldiers, some paramilitary, but I'm not mine. I don't. When you pick interest in a marriage, a home you left a long time ago, it means that you are still interested. Me, what I was answering your question, that the president is coming always is as a media expert is attributed to the fact that he has known that the only person who can handle the prevailing situation articulately is him. Anti omwazinyi kankubuli abazinyi baba 10 alaba omwezi bakuga nti omwezi agulaba tukuwadde n'essimu naye okutegeera nti omwezi gulabise ogenda kutegeera ku Kampala mukadde because mulimu balayers abajja okulimba ng'enjala ebaluma kakati results tebayinza kukkiriza kufulumya zizo. Results must be centralized. Oyinza okufulumya ebibyo noga nti Kampala bamuwangudde abantu okubajjamu okuyingiramu ng'ekizibu. So I think this is the element I can buy this, that the president has realized that is the only person who can handle this situation adequately, convincingly, kuba for him he knows. Kati bano olaba crisis eri mu government. What is the crisis? Aba boda bokka bali mu Kampala Nabbanja ayogera, minister ayogera, ono ayogera. What does it mean? They don't have centralized authority, or they involve their own personal interest in the exercise. Awo yegira yennyini kuba amanyi bano bonna misrepresenting facts.
Do we have active structures in NRM?
But the times when during the war, does everybody talk?
No.
Me, I'm not singing something good. But if the president comes on a daily basis, he will lose the value. Bajja kukimanyira president nga takyakola mitwe. You imagine
headlines.
When it comes to a press conference, to a campaign, president atandika na front page agenda okumala week ngali ku page 3 nga takyakola mutwe. Why? Museveni has the same message throughout to Uganda. Yetasanga unagamba njaba amasajalaze ebi bya Besigye na bobiwine nja kutabana bamwe nja kuba Museveni's message is packaged the same way. What has said this, he says this in one way, and it is a problem that when we are writing, even journalists when they are writing, after a few days, then he goes back to page 3. So me, I wouldn't support a situation whereby the president comes, they have spokespersons from the police or government, even media center. What they should do is that they should give accurate information.
Absolutely.
This Minister of Information doesn't know what he is doing. Because the Minister of Information, it should be the public relations officer of cabinet. But they have a lot of duplications. Or for who is a spokesperson of the party does not attend the cabinet.
He's not trusted.
No, he does not attend the cabinet. How can if you are not attending the cabinet, the minister, but you must, I choose alleged that Never had been killed by a government, implicated Museveni. He lost credibility. You cannot rebrand somebody to do credible work.
They can.
Do people respect Bariumus?
No.
According to his past. And I think
he was not trusted.
The president believes, has a wrong perception over the media. The most powerful people are always ministers of information.
Yep.
National guidance. Obetezi Anyuti was a smart guy. Even this man, Uhuru Kenyatta, in addition to having his media institutions, media outlets, Uhuru has been having an expert in media. In addition to that, there was Tuju, this man called Tuju. Tuju, I think he also did something on media in America. Okay. He's a diplomat. So, a person to come and talk on behalf of government, a person to come and represent the cabinet in a factionalized government like ours, where people want to change, what they do is when they are quoting Museveni's letter, we call it what? Deception. They misuse. Museveni has told us that people should not collect money, in the market, the vendors, when for them, they collect it. But who can write about it? Over food, over kitchen, over monitor. Baba Abuguzed. Baba, wakira omuntu. Obwo amawulire. Tebogera nti basoloza.
Nga tunatokomeza mukulu Mirundi. Ne ebbeyi y'ebintu kimu erinye waggulu. Nenge kyokkola kyo tetunakiraba.
Tewali.
Nenga who has the powers to decide.
Tewali. Did you do economics?
Yes, I did.
We call it market forces. Are you going to shoot prices?
But ono omukyalo yazona ambassador wa Russia ayazona mu Uganda yabuziza biki products zamujja mu Russia. Because the parliament were telling us nti otwalwe Russia detete oku ebito okulinya. What do we buy in Russia?
Ati kakubuulire oba weepalire oba ki. But you see, oyinza okusanga nga Abamerika abo ba European gundi sente zaabwe zibadde bateeka mu non-government organizations ezibadde zijja through bilateral nga bazikendeezezza to add on there the sanctions, the impact of the sanctions, backward and forward linkages.
Okay.
Tuyinza okuba nga tituli directly involved naye nga sente zebabadde batuwa because of the situation. Bw'osoma why Kenya has a stronger economy than other East African countries is one. During the First World War, all the transport channels were blocked from Europe. So the European settlers who depended on European products decided to put up smaller industries for corrugated, for bread, for what, to be produced in Kenya. This gave the Kenyans a chance to establish a strong economy because of the settlers. So if you say that we don't have any item from Russia, but you can find out if Russia has lent money to Uganda, what if Russia says now I'm in a war situation, I need my money back?
Maybe.
Yes. So you can think that one item can lead to another.
Yep.
Yes. But when you argue that why do you blame the war in Ukraine on something that is not edible here?
Okay.
That I can understand.
Akatalekeka, what do we learn from Kenya's elections as Ugandans?
Yes.
Because it seems Kenya's elections seem to be organized.
We are going to have, no, Kenya are not organized. They are trading insults. They are also misplacing. They are also making wide allegations against other candidates. What is going to happen, what the results they are seeing today were done in 2007 when Uhuru and Ruto were indicted after killing people. The travel bans that these Europeans have imposed on our people, the accusation of human rights violations, that's why Museveni is mitigating them. Anybody, do you hear about safe houses? Do you hear about Narufenya?
Yep.
Do you hear about why? It is because other players are now taking over. It could be that the safe houses are there. It could be it could be that the safe houses are there, but they are handled by different people.
Okay.
Or the people who are supposed to be in these safe houses are the ones who are there. Previously, anybody fighting over a woman, fighting over a chibanja, allegations, squeezing money from people. So, to go back to your question, the Kenyans are enjoying the fruits of ICC. Once Uhuru was humiliated and left the presidents and entered the Hague court, hammered himself, the Kenyans realized that the Hague is not a joke. And nobody can risk now to be taken to Hague.
So Uganda should learn from that.
That's what they are going to do here. These are the results of bobiwine. Because bobiwine raised the dust and prepared, the government was not prepared, and people panicked, and they wanted to implicate Muhozi in these violations, human rights violations. So as a result, they committed a number of human rights violations in front of cameras. They didn't know. They said they thought that we were sending intimidating Bobby Wine, denying him access to hotels where he had paid, denying him, putting him in political, subjecting him to uncalled for tear gas. Now, those who have suffered the red card understand it better. If you ask a man like Kandiko, Kandiko card to come back to Uganda, why? His name cannot go through the banker system. If you have a travel ban, you don't go to the US, you don't even visit your people. Even if they give you a limited time to sell your properties, you joke with the travel ban. So, what the Kenyans are enjoying today is not because the angel Gabriel has visited them. They fear to commit atrocities because of the precedent they went through. Yes, they got it from the examples, vivid examples, that Uhuru had to surrender, and we are lucky. And they have not dropped the cases against Ruto. They wanted to work as a news to prevent him from committing more atrocities.
Okay.
They even came with a law, the hate speech law. And some big people are arrested and charged. What is happening in Uganda is that even if you bring a good law, a law is in many countries, that's what I wanted to tell you, Sereko. A law is like a blind kid. It doesn't know its parents. But in Africa, a law is like a cobweb. It doesn't
smash it away anytime.
A cobweb traps small insects. This is the difference between Kenya and Uganda now. These Americans and Europeans have now known who can control, who can force African governments to make a reform.
One thing I've appreciated from you, Okirizanti, His Excellency Bobi Wine, nti yengo omuntu yabateekako akazito.
Anti yajja kumulisa. Bwenga tebakitegeera.
Ate yabagamba nti bamulisa.
N'agenda mu kkooti n'awaaba omusango n'agugjayo. Ate kkooti neegusala. Owinye eddolo n'agwa. Ate osalaguliwa nagwejjiddeyo. Ate ne babirwaniramu kisaaki n'aleeta minority report. Tegusalwanga. Ate osalaguliwa. I've withdrawn the case. Except if you say that don't waste court's time. Naye kakati you declare Museveni yawangula on the basis of what? The man withdrew the case.
So tawangulanga.
Andi kubodia yete yafuna declaration ya court. Teyagenda yo to get justice. Yagenda yo kubaza Nyakabadi. Owinye n'alugwamu.
Nagamu trap.
What you see for us we do. What does Bobi Wine get from a court judgment to be condemned? According to the law, according to the judgment, that was the past after the elections, you lost. Mbabazi went to court because Mbabazi tactically nullified the elections. The court tactically nullified the elections. Why? They gave us 10 commandments that had to be implemented before the next election. Meaning, what Mbabazi got was that elections were not fair. Because if somebody tells you, in the future, when you are boiling sauce, always mix it with the salt. What does it mean? It means he has not enjoyed the meal without salt. tebakitegeera tebategeera ti Mbabazi yabakuba. Mbabazi yali abalamuzi bagamba ti ensonga zino 10 mwino ziteeka mu nkola ng'okulonda okuddako tekunnakola ki
tekunatuuka
ekitegeeza mukuno tezabaddemu wabadde kufu
tuddemu tulonde tukole by election wa president
kati tebakitegeera waliwo akugamba ekintu and you don't understand it nti mukula bwakugamba nti elections the leaders in it support to each other during the election leading to the spirit in the vote in the population NRM supporters. You cannot at the same time say nti ate twawangudde okujjako ng'otaddeko twali wangudde na 90% naye twawangudde na 60 kuba twalwanye naye bw'oyogera ebyo immediate after the election they have an adverse impact on the elections tebabitegeera
awo tugenda okutandikira olunaku
tuziyita conclusive
statement asiibye ekyatugenda okwogerako omukama nga asiimye maaso ndowooza ku Mande ekyabazadde ekya minisita Opendi okuddamu okugamba nti tebagenda kuddamu kukiza muyimbi yenna kugenda mu masomero
naye nti balina drama groups zaabwe lwaki amasomero tegakyaliragana tuyina abayimbi abatakunama nga Ndagire bakawalya
bebagendayo
oyina okumanya abaana baagala ki yes kubanga restricted abaana si bwe bakulagira omuyimbi ow'okuleeza naye kankubuulire amasomero bagononye when everybody is looking. How can you encourage omwana mu campaign z'aba prefect najja n'emmotoka najja ne bandi ya police kyava baleeta Sheba? Where are we going? Where is the minister of simanyi bamuyitaani
Opendi
Molozi
ethics and integrity?
Where is he? Eyo nayo yafa kubanga tebagitegeera. Minister of ethics, we don't have unified ethics. We fall into different tribes or nationalities. Integrity would be in government yali badde ngayi gigi gwaina yali mu office ye. Integrity where? Integrity everywhere?
No.
Can we have a uniformity integrity?
It's quite hard.
Yes. Integrity in government. The conduct of your to put discipline in your minister.
Baba nyiri bote balina pieces.
Anti nkubuulira tebamanyi.
Mama akuna
mama babatwala bajje babatwale babakole definition ya ministry ezo.
That's why come nimbo gono basomesa. Awo tugenda okusuka tugenda kusuka. Mukama netendo tubagalisa okubeera obulungi. Oli musajja mukadde. Tukyasolwa minister. Kale oyo gwe bayita senior Tamale Mirundi olunaku luno olwaleero ebyasobodde okutugamba nti ye nga ba ministers of integrity ye mwenyi kyalina okukola kimu kyokka nti bagende batandike okubasomesa. Naye mwena abadde ku show olunaku olwaleero mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala. Temujjanga okwo. Don't forget to subscribe and share our content all the time. People in diaspora twatumiddeko nnyo okuli Sarah Momo okuli Wansoro okuli Serunjoji Hamedi ambassador for Flash Channel Uganda ali omukata namwe mwenna abali mu Abdaba abali mu Oman bali South Africa Kenya Tanzania all over wanaono mu Uganda okutwaliza wamu mwena tubagala nnyo. Don't forget mwebala okutuwagira. Thank you so much for sharing and thank you so much for supporting us every time. Tukyaza bana abantu abenjawulo kumanya we need to keep updating you ku bintu ebiri mu South Uganda. Nabo bo nyacho sobola okutugamba. Don't forget. You can look for us. Our numbers are always there. If you want to be with us all the time, be with us. Ate nesha ekisembera ddala njaga bategeeze ekiri right now. Gwe bayita Jajja Nopia Rugaba William now this is the third week tumuzizayo ku kitanda ali bubi nnyo. So you can call us tulabe kye tusobola okukola okumuyamba asobole okudda engulu. Is totally terrible. Ali bubi nnyo. Please you call us. We shall see what we can do. We need your support, we need your help. Asobole okudda engulu. Is currently mu ddwaliro. I may not mention it's formally mpozi nga afuna mu ggwanga nenga ali ku kitanda essaawa zino. Now this is the third week. Now we can't talk, but you can go through our number 0772 915165 0772 915165. Please, we need your help. Sobole okumuyamba mukulu bya Rugaba asobole okudda engulu. abadde akatandika okutera naye olumbe lumuzizaayo wansi. Now currently it's a kidney problem. Luli abadde cancer cancer of somewhere, prostate cancer ne kakati eyo yo mwebale okumujjanjaba kakati kidney yalese ebizibu ali ku kitande saawa zino. Kindly call us tulabe kye tusobola okumukolera asobole okudda engulu. Agikabogoza alombeddwa naawe tukutumiddeko nnyo mwenna ate bwe musobola, you can find us on our website as well, www.theflashlightchanneluganda.com. That's our website. You can visit it n'ofuna information endala. Ku Twitter ojja tusangayo, ku Facebook ojja tusangayo, tusigale nga tuweereza eggwanga lyaffe. Tubaagaliza okubeera obulungi mwenna abadde ku program akawunzi ka leero. Mubeere bulungi, mweraba.